Okay, welcome back to the channel. We're going to follow up the previous chapter. We are trying to reach to Daven. Apparently that's the name of the city that we are trying to reach. We are playing this amazing narrative RPG in the styles of Dungeons and Dragons with tieflings and weird creatures, lizard-like big creatures that hold the cargo for these so-called comitatus, and the leader, which is us, is called the Vagrus. So right now we are looking at the chart, which it's pretty amazing. I was about to say in the first chapter that the map here, I can see that it takes a lot of inspiration from the Tolkien Middle Earth maps. They look very similar. So you can move around by holding the left mouse button, and you can zoom with the mouse wheel, which I can't for some reason. So it's amazing. Look at this, the Iron Sea. And we have here the Forest of the Shadows, the Penumbral Plains, the River Umbra, and Scrap Heap. We were here. The map is huge. Wow, this is huge. This is like the area of Mordor, the border range, and the Vortex.
Battle stations!
I have something around 1 minute to tell you what is Victor's Wargaming and why you should stay here and subscribe. So, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the best Wargaming channel in YouTube. In this channel, I try demos, do videos about turn-based, real-time tactics, real-time strategy, grand strategy, and mill sims.
Impressive.
What are you waiting for? This is the moment for you to subscribe. Let's get on with the video. Brinmer, whatever. Wow, this is so deep and detailed. There's a lot of things here, and I can't think of having this whole thing like a open world and stuff like that. So I really think that if you want to have this experience of D&D, a type of RPG, digital RPG with all of the narration and all of the stuff, this is what you're looking for. So yeah, it's sad that not too many people are now like checking this thing, but wow, all of the fans of D&D must have a look at this. This is fantastic. This is so amazing. And we are just in this area. We are trying to reach. Let's remember that we heard something about Avernum, and we have where is the other place? Ash here. Where is Devon here? So I think this is it. This is basically this is us, this flag. So we're like moving here. What the hell? This is huge. So look how much time it might take to reach Ash in here, and then the Wyward Ash going into Davin. Oh my God, these guys are living in a very big wasteland and a very punishing world in here. So any discovered settlements or point of interest can be marked by clicking on the icon and choosing a flag icon in the bottom left box. Let us say here, for example, marked locations remain visible regardless of map. Zoom. Okay. The flag icon, and which highlights them on the chart. You also have the option to navigate to the codex from the box. Please note that although a sizable chunk of the continent of Sherin is accessible in the open world campaign, the rest is not reachable and is merely part of the world building. Okay. Mark Avernum south of you on your chart and then close it. View related codex entries, Avernum. Fantastic. Avernum new entry, custom notes. What does it mean? Custom notes. What does it mean? New entry. Oh, we can write. We can write here. Oh wow, this is amazing. We can add the entries. Oh, what a fantastic thing. Wow, this is amazing. Now let's mark it here. We have encampment, village, town, city. Okay, great. We can still move, I think. And now we have to camp. Wow, fantastic. Comitatus here, you can see. As a Vagrus, your Comitatus armed traveling company fulfills a core role through which you experience in the Riven realms. Wow. All of the information here. The factions here. Outposts. The player may meet factions. Wow. Wow, this is looking so fantastic. This is the bad thing about testing the demos, because you get so fucking hooked. Oh my god. So we have an active wandering old man. Deliver the old man to Ash. What the hell? I've never. Oh, you can. Oh, guys, what the hell? This is so amazing. Oh my god, the map is huge. Look at this thing. So we have to deliver here a wandering old man here to Ash. Ash is a township between the Searing Plains and the Jagged Waste, aptly named after the permanent ash-covered plain that it was built next to. Holy moly, guys, this is amazing. What a beautiful. Well, I am in shock here. I like this. This is beautiful. I just disconnected my headphones. So wow, I'm in love with this. I don't know you guys, but I'm in love with this. Look how huge the map is. So this is just a tiny bit of the map, and you can see how huge this is. You can see here, for example, weapons and stuff. It doesn't say, but it's amazing, guys. Okay. Wow, we will have to accrue more upkeep here, because we cannot pay for this. We have to pay 7, and we don't have that. Let's send these guys here. We found supplies. Can we just go to a market or something? I don't think so. Let's advance here. Forced March allows you to move further than your maximum movement points in a given day. Forced March movement uses marching movement points indicated next to your movement points on the top left. Marching along paths and its cost is indicated by red on the campaign map. Although forced marches get you further, use them carefully. Your crew loses vigor and even morale, which strongly suggests refraining from frequent forced marches until you have more experience. High vigor, morale, and well-supplied comitatus are required for forced march to have a less negative impact. So now we can still move here. Forced march is here. We're not forcing the march, but we are daily upkeep is for. What the hell is happening? Okay, Javik is healed. Look at this. As the comitatus is scaling another stretch of black sand dunes, so we can see this thing at the end of the dunes. Okay, one of the outriders you had sent out to screen your left flank rides in on the line and heads immediately to you. You can see the man is in a panic right now, away from the way he hops off the saddle while decelerating and almost falls over. Before he reaches you, your guardsmen are already setting up a defensive perimeter to the east. You beacon to the beast drivers to hold the line. Vagrus, they are coming. I saw him walking over the dunes. The pilgrims are coming. Are you new to the channel? Here you get historical content, guides to play better, analysis of awesome stuff, super engaging stories. Are you aware of what you are missing already? You won't regret it. Hit that subscribe button now. A murmur of terror washes over the comitatus. Clearly, your scout was referring to the last pilgrimage. Oh my god, this is getting better and better at every second. The last pilgrimage is a magical phenomenon and one of the great mysteries of the Fourth Age. Originally a group of pilgrims walking in penance to the capital, they were turned into a host of wandering spectres that haunt the forsaken riches of the empire. Nobody knows what the undead pilgrims look like, as no one has lived to tell the tale of a closed encounter. This group of spectral horrors is known to appear out of nowhere and eradicate even large groups of travelers in a matter of minutes. Nobody quite knows what happens to those who encounter them up close, as nobody has lived to tell the tale. So these are wraiths, right? Some reckless people were reputedly able to take a peek at the otherworldly wayfarers, but during your many years as a Vagrus, you have never met any such person whose story was credible. You know all too well that if your outrider tells the truth, and you see no reason why he wouldn't, the only chance of survival is for all of you to run or to hide. What would you do in this situation? What the hell? Make a run for it or just hide? Let us hide. Try to find a place where you can hide. Outriders, you had sent westwards report that there is rocky areas not far away. After heading west for a quarter of an hour in a great haste, the comitatus find a stretch of badlands crisscrossed by shallow ravines. The jagged, tall rock formations here are half covered in the fine black sands of Arenas Negras. Already the scouts are busy setting up hiding places among the rocks and gullies. You are all behind cover in a matter of minutes. Let me go to the options here, because I want you to hear the ambience volume here. I don't know if it's possible to hear. Everyone settles down and they either pray to whatever gods they believed in or prepare for a desperate last stand. But what about you? Perhaps there is a chance now to take a look at the last pilgrimage from up close. No, surely it would be insane to attempt such a thing, wouldn't it? As you are pondering this, the wind picks up from the northeast, carrying with it clouds of black dust, the perfect cover for spying. There is still time before the storm hits with the full brunt of its force. Wow, what should we do? We hunker down with the comitatus or creep out among the dunes under the cover of the storm and try to take a peek. Let's go for the less riskier. Hunker down with the comitatus and pray that the pilgrimage passes. Soon the dust storm reaches its zenith, but you can still spot a faintly glowing apparition from behind your cover as it slowly slithers between the dunes. From this distance it could be anything in that eerie glimmer. Yet you and your crew are grateful for the space between you and the spectres. At length the pilgrimage passes and takes the dust storm with it. Some people talk of strange images passing before their eyes, like waking dreams, while the otherworldly skimmer was visible. However, you saw nothing and can't help but wonder if it isn't their imagination and fear playing tricks on them. The Comitatus digs itself out of the black sand and dirt ponderously. You are ready to depart in half an hour. Most of your commas are hushed and keep a wary eye on the horizon for days to come. The sooner you leave, the better. We still owe them. We okay. The morale is decreased and the movement is decreased. Let's see where we are here in the map. We're not even near. Not even near. Not even near to Avernum. The region is called the Arenas Negras. Wow. So amazing. Okay, guys, I'm sorry to tell you, but we will have... There are orcs here as well. Okay, guys, I'm sorry to tell you, but... The Vagrus speaking to you guys. I know that we have been walking in these black sands all the way, but we don't have any money. We are heading to Denver, I don't remember the name, and we will sell everything that we have there, and then we are going to pay you. So please be patient. We need to stay calm and to maintain ourselves in unity because we're traversing this wasteland. From this day on, we're going to take down the rations, so be ready for everything. The Comitatus climbs the last black dune. Look at this beautiful artwork here. The Comitatus climbs the last black dune and comes to a halt on your mark. Standing on one of the carts, you spy the horizon carefully before hopping down and convening with your most trusted. Ahead looms the Voiceless Lake. The Voiceless Lake is a feared place devoid of all life. The Voiceless Lake is one of the many active formations created by the proximity and lava flow of the molten tongue. A place of deathly quiet and utter peril. The lava flow of this particular tendril of the molten tongue cools down here below a tough shell of dark rock, covered by steaming water. Yet the shell is not solid enough in places. It can crack in the blink of an eye and open under one's foot, leading to a sudden scalding death. There are ways to guess where it is safe to cross, but it has to be done slowly and attentively. Your scouts know their way around here, but because the lava changes constantly beneath the shell, they have to rely on finding a new way through each time. The lake is voiceless because everyone has to keep completely quiet. That way one might hear the shifting lava and the cracking shell just in time to avoid disaster. The Voiceless Lake. Your lieutenants agree that crossing over to the far side of the shell is still better than going around and into the Arenas Negras. However, especially after coming so close to the last pilgrimage a few days ago, nobody in their right mind would go near that damn place again, and so you're stuck with the plateau surrounding the Voiceless Lake. The Comitatus attempts to cross over to the other side. Test success 72 to 72. Going step by step, listening carefully to any telltale sounds while sweating profusely. Every member of the Comitatus managed to make it through. You imagine all of the Comitatus, how they managed to do this with all of those beasts of burden. What the hell? After hours that felt like days. I can imagine those huge lizard-like creatures. You can turn away from the accursed lake and head southwards. The crew becomes animated as you leave the perilous plateau behind, even joking among themselves about the constipated silence. We gain morale. So we crossed this thing, right? That's the thing that we did. And we are to reach the Avernum area. Okay. Let's advance. In the day, I don't know how much I'm going to owe these guys at the end.
Just as we were about to leave that damnable lake behind, we heard it. An abominable shriek pierced the air and made us gasp. It came from behind some hills nearby, coupled with the ruckus of battle. The armed women and men, the comitatus, looked at their Vagrus questioningly.
Oh my god. Scouts come running toward the cart line as you are about to enter the battleland south of the lake and hear what could only be described as a paralyzing howl accompanied by the unmistakable sounds of battle. There's a battle going on, Vagrus, just beyond yonder hills. The scout points southeast. Some Arnfolds are being attacked by bloody undead. Holy fuck! A murmur washes over the crew and many of them ready their weapons. Not to give aid to fellow travelers in dire need is believed to attract dire peril onto yourself. Besides, it would be better to fight the undead together than alone if it comes to that. The tension is rising with each passing moment, with everyone watching you, waiting for you to give the order. Rush in, approach carefully, have the scouts tell you what exactly they saw. Ask Javik to use his abilities to spy on the battle. Order your crew to stand down. Perhaps you can get far enough from the undead while they are fighting. That is interesting. Let us spy first. Ask Javik to use the abilities to spy the battlefield. Javik frowns in concentration and massages his temples. Sweat beads appear on his brow almost instantly. Damn, these mines are difficult to reach, he says, panting. Them being in combat does not help either, but it's almost as if they were trained to keep out prying. These undead have no minds of their own, being animated by dark magic and all that. Sorry, I know. I'm not much help. What do we do? Perhaps we can get far enough. Yes, I think this is going to be the option because I don't want to go and be the hero, rush in and attack the undead because we should help them and all that stuff. No one is going to help us in these freaking black dunes. I bet no one cares about the comitatus moving in this sense. So I can imagine all of these people so tired and with sand in all of their bodies. No. Order your crew to stand down. Perhaps you can get far enough from the undead while they are fighting. It is clear that your crew does not like the idea of leaving people behind to be torn apart by undead horrors. There is a lot of grumbling and even comments on how the comitatus deserves the worst if you take this path. Perhaps it is the unwillingness of your comments or the pressure of an imminent encounter with the undead that makes the line lurch into motion so slowly and heretically. But whatever it is, by the time you are on the move, the shamblers are upon you, and you have to fight anyway. Only from a disadvantaged position. So we just got a disadvantaged position just because we were trying to not act recklessly. You try to position your men against the attack hastily. Let's remember that these men haven't been paid. So now they are with less morale and less resourcefulness as the fight crew engages the undead smoldering burnt corpses that are so typically encountered in this region. You hear a battle cry and see two men emerge on a ridge close by. The last survivors of the people fighting the shamblers. One man is clad in black armor and wields a great sword, while the other, looking like he is about to collapse, is bald, with a painted face, carrying a shield and a mace. They look worn out and wounded, pursued by the by a gigantic white abomination that looks like it is made up of several bodies, fused by some combination of natural disaster and twisted magic. They reach you in a few moments, and you are fighting shoulder to shoulder. The fight for your lives rages on, and we are going to fight. Look at that thing! What the hell? Before the first round is started, you have to deploy your companions to the available positions on the friendly left side. You don't need to deploy all your companions. Sometimes it is best to avoid sending a wounded companion into battle. You can deploy a companion by selecting their portrait from the roster and clicking on an empty position. Before deploying the companion, you can switch between their defense mode, block or evade by clicking on the defense mode button shield icon next to the portrait. Defense modes are set to the higher value mode by default. You can use the top right section of the deployment window to save 3 deployment templates. Use save after selecting a template number that you can use later by selecting a template number. In this fight, some allies are already deployed and you will take control of them, but you cannot change their deployment. Morwen is useful in the front row, while Javik abilities favor the back row. When you are done deployment, initiate combat. So let's take Sedarius. Cleave Unholy Strike. Who is this? Executor of Sergorod. Deploy companions. She's going to be here. This guy here. Begin fight. What? Some skills can target friendly units to support, protect, or even heal them. In this fight, a lot of Javik skills cannot be used because undead enemies are immune to mind effects. Javik is far from useless, however, as you can use his premonition skill to keep his allies buffed with additional initiative, evade, and block. Buffs do not stack but are refreshed when recast. Use premonition to buff an ally. Combat is cruel and in general you cannot heal during it. Your defenses are your main way to mitigate damage. Evade allows you to completely avoid an attack, but you will be moved to an adjacent and occupied position after a successful evade. That also means that they may move away from a position that protects another companion. A successful block provides extra ARM against the attack, mitigating more damage. However, you can still suffer damage while blocking and also suffer adverse effects from an attack. Okay, the combat system is getting a little bit more complicated right now. Each companion has different evade and block chance, but because certain skills are better against one or the other, you often have to change these by clicking the defense mode icon. Now we have to concentrate against this shit here. This has an armor of 2, 0% evasion because he's huge. He has Flail, Body Slam, and Fatal Embrace. Just to hear the names of his attacks, this is crazy. Okay, let's use her. Let's move. With him, Sedarius is a very tough companion due to his armor. He has 2 armor and good defenses. His skills also include a support skill that enhances his stats and one that debilitates an enemy. Some skills can affect multiple targets. Sedarius' Cleave deals less damage than his single target on Holy Strike, but it targets 2 enemies that stand side by side. Bane. Vengeance. You, the Vagrus, may not take part directly in the companion's combat, but that does not mean you have no means to influence it. Many of your leadership perks allow you to use resourcefulness in various ways in combat. Whichever you have unlocked can be found on the leader medallion in the form of buttons along with the menu button. Consult their tooltips. You have two options for now. Aid, which allows you to revive downed companions. The button is only active if you have a downed companion. A companion is down after losing all their vitality, and they are not removed from combat but cannot act and have to be protected, because if their downed vitality is depleted, they become severely wounded. Downed characters also do not provide cover from line of sight to those that are behind. Which Inspire gives substantial defense buffs to a target character for 3 rounds. Use Inspire to give a character additional defenses. So I like how this tutorial is opening up a little bit more things as we advance in the tutorial. Fantastic. 8, Inspire. I'm going to inspire her, I think. Now with him, Hypnosis. Okay. Finally, Unholy Strike. And now I will do strafe thing. Good. So that one can miss. Now he's back. So because this guy is very powerful now, they are unable to hit him. Let's do Mind Blast. Oh, I cannot do that. Let's buff her. Okay, let's buff him. Move here. Let's do this one. Nothing happened. Okay. Let's hit this one. No, it doesn't work. Why you do that? This is Bane. So I can... Okay. Let us... change like this. Vengeance on self. Okay, let's try to destroy this one. She missed. Okay. Again, she missed. Okay, goodbye. This helps him to evade. Good hit. At least we hit him. Okay. What is the whip? Now we can heal. Excellent. This guy is strong. Wow! It is over. The undead finally stopped moving, their bodies lying mutilated all around the hills. The large abomination was hacked to pieces and is now a jumbled pile of ash and petrified bones. Some of your crew also got torn up. There are several wounded and one dead. The man in the black armor is the only one of his company who survived the battle. He is sitting on a rock nearby, covered in ash from hacking at the abomination, drinking ponderously from a water skin while he is observing the battlefield. His grim gaze wanders from one slain companion to the other, as if wanting to make sure that all of them are dead. At length, his piercing gaze finds you, and a chill runs down your spine. There is no doubt in your mind the man and you need to talk. You walked over to the black armored man and addressed him. You walked up to the man and offered him your hand. He looks you up and down in a fashion that suggests mild contempt. His great sword forged of steel lies across his lap. He does not take your hand. You seem to be the leader of this. The man is looking for the word as he eyes the comitatus company of travelers. What is your business here? Bluntness of the question coupled with the man's evident hostility and ungratefulness leaves you speechless. Perhaps it is for the best you notice that the man is bearing the symbol of the Sergoroth, which should make you cautious. The Sergoroth is a god of vengeance. Okay. Tell him that you are a trading comitatus. Tell him only that you are traveling. Tell him that it is none of your business. Tell him that he should be thanking you instead of asking questions. Tell him that you are a trading comitatus. I see. So you turning up here is a matter of utter coincidence, I take. When you assure him it is, he narrows his eyes and pierces you with his gaze. There is a tense moment that seems to take forever. You are truthful, Vagrus. Commendable. The man rises from the rock. He towers over you now, and it dawns on you that the war gear he carries makes him either a very rich or a very powerful person in the metal-starved world, or both. I'm grateful for your assistance in this skirmish, late as it was, he says, turning to look at Jevek, who appears at your side and bows his head to the man. Without acknowledging your friend or his greeting, the armored fellow turns to you again. My name is Sedarius. I am a knight of the Ordis Negras Solis. By aiding me, Vagrus, you have aided imperial law. You must have some questions of your own. Now is your chance to ask them. Best not make him wait. Sedarius stands before you, head cocked to the side, his plate resting on his shoulder. Okay. Ask him about the fight. My company was drawn here with the false promise of finding the hideout of enemies of the Empire. Instead, a large group of undead surrounded us. Most likely drawn here by some vile trickery, and we had to fight for our lives. We arrived towards the end of a drawn-out battle and saw my last companions fall. We fought with Sergoroth's rage and with the Emperor in our hearts, but there were just too many of them shamblers. Looking around, you now realize how savage the confrontation must have been. Dozens and dozens of undead lie all around the field, and only a dozen of Sedaria's dead companions. Was there anything else you wanted? Sedaria stands before you, head cocked. So, ask him about what he was doing. I and my companions came here in search of enemies of the Empire to smoke them out of their hideout here in the wilds. It was supposed to be the last glorious battle, concluding a long investigation that took months. As you can see, it went down quite differently. It is now my assumption that we've been betrayed and a trap was set for us. The traitors we were supposed to apprehend lured us here along with these undead and hoped to see us all slaughtered. Sergorod, however, in his endless silence, saw fit to grant us. Well, grant me an opportunity for retribution. Rejoice, Vagrus. You have been an instrument of the divine, sent here by Sergorod himself to aid me in my quest. Ask him what he plans to do. I intend to return to Avernum. I have to debrief my superiors there for what happened today, and I also want to look more into the lead that ultimately brought me here. Sedarius fixes you with his gaze. Your destination does not happen to be Avernum, does it? You can't help but tell him the truth. You are too well aware that lying to one of the Knights of the Black Sun is high treason. It is the first time you see Sedarius' malevolent smile. Good, I shall join you for the journey. Irafons teaches us to share, some god or something, to share the burdens of the road. Now, tell your men to pile up the bodies of my companions. Burning them without the proper rituals is not becoming such heroes of the Empire, but we have no time for much else. Also gather all their belongings while you are at it. Make it happen, Vagrus. In the meantime, someone skillful enough should take a look at my wounds. You are about to leave to give the order when Sedarius calls after you. And just so everyone knows, the danger might still be looming over us. The traitor who I was supposed to find must be around here, keeping a distance. They surely would have finished me off, and I managed to conquer all the undead by myself. I doubt they are going to make a move now that you are here, but who knows what their desperation will drive them to. Though your crew does not like to be ordered around by a stranger, they too agree that the slain should be tended to. The pile is burning and the cart line is ready to leave in an hour. It seems you have to take Sedarius to Avernum. Sedarius joins the Comitatus. As the Comitatus is crossing into the Badlands, you climb on the cart where the resting Sedarius is sitting in the back. You can see that he is holding something small in his hand and is observing it attentively. This is a fetish charm, one that the kindly sisters and the disciples of Ashkul used to attract the reanimated dead. The knight tosses you a small bone charm, complete with arcane writings in black ink and some teeth they attach to the centerpiece. I disable it, don't worry. These filthy traitors may have used a stolen charm to ensure my contingent, but I still am anointed in the faith of a skull, and I swear they will suffer for the atrocity. You give the charm back to the knight. There is also the matter of belonging of my fallen comrades. I expect you to hold on to them until we reach Avernum. We'll discuss them there. You nod and turn towards the horizon. Whether you like it or not, you are bound to the knight for the next few days to come. Now, I'm wondering right now...
The Dark Knight joined us after we rescued him from the clutches of the mindless undead horrors that slaughtered his companions. He was a grim sort, displaying no gratitude or companionship. Yet we were stuck with him, for a lawman such as the Knight could make his dreadful will ours by command. So we set out, bound for Avernum, the greatest city in the vicinity.
So I am wondering Leader management is now active. Fantastic. This is the Vagrus. Wow, what an amazing game this is. What the hell? Attributes, professions, leadership. Look how much things we have here. So fantastic. So I was wondering, okay? I was wondering about we didn't talk to him with superiority. So I decided to tell him that we were merchants, and I'm wondering what would have happened if I were to say, uh, "Be careful with your words. We just saved you. You're an insolent." What would have happened? So this is amazing because if that single response would have made him um, not to join us, wow, what an interesting situation we're here. Select select and purchase the prepare the leadership perk now. Wow, what a fantastic thing this is.